What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. So as we approach March, I feel like we're going to start seeing some things for Chapter 4 of Conan Exiles. So I wanted to cover some stuff that I found in the dev kit and some things that I found in the admin panel and give you an idea of what could be coming with this next chapter. Now keep in mind this is a speculation video, so none of this is guaranteed to come in the next chapter. It's just some things that I noticed that have changed or have been added, and we may see those coming out in this chapter. Before I get into that stuff, you should be focusing on getting your battle pass finished up. If you still have things to unlock in there, now's the time to really focus in on getting the rest of the battle pass unlocked, because once that new chapter hits, this battle pass will be locked away forever and you will have a new battle pass in its place. As you may know, a lot of focus has been driven into the Purge with the Age of War, and I think Chapter 4 is just going to wrap that up in a nice, neat package. And as you proclaim your wealth with the new Purge system in Chapter 4, I think you're going to see a lot of differences happening with this Purge. I don't believe that they are going to just leave it the way that it's been, where it's just the humanoid NPCs running in to purge your base. I do think that they're going to leave the basics of that foundation there, but I've seen some things in the admin panel and the dev kit that lead me to believe that there are big changes coming with future purges. So batten down the hatches and get ready for new and exciting mechanics to come with the Purge system. Now you guys can look at some of this stuff for yourself. Obviously it's not fully implemented in the version that we have right now, but a quick search of Purge and then Underdash in the admin panel will give you an idea of some of the things that we could see in the future purges. So the first one that I want to cover is the Thief. So you can see we have Purge Thief 1, 2, and 3, and then we have the Treasure Seeker Purge Thieves as well. So we'll go ahead and spawn one in. You can see they are in the Thief armor, and they have 1050 hit points in the level 3 category. We'll see if the Treasure Seeker Thieves look any different. They actually do, and I'm not sure that these guys are necessarily fleshed out. This one says it only has 900 hit points. Now, when I was looking through the dev kit on these guys, the Thief specifically, they actually have the ability to be invisible, and they will not come out of that invisible mode unless they're attacked or unless they attack you. So it's a very interesting mechanic that these guys could essentially slip right past everything into your coffer room and start stealing your loot. I think that would be a very interesting mechanic if they use the invisibility from sorcery to sneak past your defenses. Now, obviously, I don't think that they'll be able to interact with your chests or open or walk out with loot without being seen. However, if they have the ability to climb, they could potentially make it into your base in an area that you don't have covered with anti-climb. I'm actually really excited to see if this makes it into Chapter 4. I think this would be a very unique and fun experience to go up against an enemy that is essentially invisible and sneaking past you in all the mayhem that the Purge brings. Another thing that I found was the Purge Golem Mage. Now this NPC appears to have the ability to summon golems to attack your base. And not just the regular golems, the stone ones. It looks like they'll have not only the ability to have the debuff parts, but also the explosive head jars. So you may face golems that when you defeat them, they actually cause damage to your base by dropping their explosive head right where you kill them. Again, just adding to the complexity of the Purge interaction, which, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the Purge system in Conan Exiles, and I really like the idea of these different changing mechanics. And I think the mages will probably spawn somewhere near or in the forward operating base, forcing you to go out and engage with them there if you don't want those golems to come and attack your base. Killing this guy would essentially stop the golems from spawning because he wouldn't be able to summon them. Another name that stood out to me was the Purge Mage. Now, this guy looks like the Golem Mage, but he has a totally different function. So his name is Star Caller, and when I looked in the dev kit, there's actually information about the Star Caller and this mage calling down star metal to fall on your base. Could you imagine you're halfway through a purge and all of a sudden star metal starts falling out of the sky and wrecking parts of your base, making new ways for the enemies to enter and steal your loot? Now, I'm not sure about the damage numbers that I was seeing in the dev kit. I don't know if they would just destroy parts of your base or if certain pieces would have to be hit by multiple star metal meteors in order for real damage to occur. What I do know is that it is actually coded into the system that they will remain in the world for an amount of time and will be harvestable by players. So this is actually a way where star metal ore could be delivered right to your base, obviously at a cost and a risk to your actual structure, but I think this is another really cool thing that we could see in the Age of War Chapter 4. Something else that I noticed was the Purge Siege Engineer. Now, it's been mentioned in streams past from Funcom that they wanted to have these siege enemies or the purge enemies able to use trebuchets against your base. My guess is that the siege engineer is going to be the guy that goes out and builds these trebuchets. So you'll want to watch out for him if he makes it into Chapter 4 so that you can stop him from crafting the trebuchet and firing whatever ammunition they have at your base. And while it's not in the admin panel, there are some siege trebuchets that are linked to the purge in the dev kit. So again, a really cool component to the purge that you could be getting. Now, obviously, all of these guys could be at different levels of the purge. Just because you're doing a level 1 purge doesn't mean that you're going to see all these different guys. It may be that the Meteor Mage only comes in the level 10 purge, and you don't start seeing thieves until you get to the level 5 purge. This could be set up in any different fashion to give you a really different experience for each level of purge. Now, I know a lot of people, when the purge changes happen, said they didn't feel like the purge was that great and that it felt stale and kind of repetitive. These different functions could very well add a lot of variety to the purge going forward and bring it to a place where I think it would actually be better than the purge system that we had prior to the Age of War. There's also a Purge Snake Charm Snake 2, which I'm not sure what exactly those are going to be, but it may very well be that one of these NPCs will call on snakes to attack your base. Obviously, the aggro is not working properly because all of this is not fully implemented into the version that I'm playing. And it's a little bit difficult when going through the list, differentiating what is in the new purges and what is part of the old purge system, because I don't feel like everything has been taken out of the old purge system. For example, there are some items that say just for SIP purges that I don't believe are actually being used any longer. Additionally, I found an item in the dev kit that makes me believe that they might be working towards actually giving us the Serpent Ring boss in a purge. This guy right here. Now, I couldn't find anything that said that it was purge related in the actual game. The admin panel did not list this guy as being in the purge. But as you know, it's been in the game as an asset for a very long time, and it has never been used. Please keep in mind that this is all speculation, and just because I found these files in the dev kit and the admin panel, it does not mean that these are necessarily coming to the game in the Age of War Chapter 4, or really at any point in time. It's not uncommon for things to be developed just to find that they are not good for the game and they don't actually make it into the final product. Don't forget to whack the like button on your way out and let me know in the comment section below which one of these things would you be most excited for seeing in the upcoming update to the Age of War Chapter 4. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for their continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a member on YouTube, click the join button down below. Memberships start as low as $1.99.